How many times have you guys almost died?
Like with a baguette or
93.
Welcome to the
Polecast.
It's me, your host, the best one here, LJ,
Then there's me, Christian.
the worst one.
How dare you?
Nah, it's obviously
Not
me.
you.
Like I'm
It's
just
really
better than
not.
LJ.
And we have.
Kodrix, the person
worser,
better than
worser
LJ.
one.
All
I'm
right.
better than LJ.
All right. So, LJ,
LJ
you
is
asked
the
us.
goofiest, ugliest guy
You
ever.
asked us how many times we have died. Now that's a lot for me, because
Wait, how many times you have died? Like
Almost died.
they have to like put your heart beat back up.
no,
No,
almost died.
almost
That's
Okay,
what I
died.
meant.
yeah.
But yeah, I've almost died a lot.
Yeah,
I've
good
also
news.
just gotten. Surprisingly, I've never had a broken bone or any stitches. Have you guys
I've
had a?
never had a
Nope.
broken bone, but I've had liquid stitches.
Never had
What's a liquid
stitches.
stitch?
It's
Never
basically
had
like
broken bones.
this ointment that you put on there, and it's kind of like glues it, but then it releases. It's weird.
So
It was because I was too young, and they didn't really want me to get yeah.
you telling me you were too young to get stitched up? But yeah, LJ, have you ever gotten stitches?
No stitches, no broken bones.
My brother's friend, he like fell off his bike and it tore open like a thing in his leg so hard they had to put stitches and staples to put it back together.
Well,
That's scary.
I have this big old scar on my
boy.
leg. It's kind. It used to be like 3 inches deep and like about as big as my calf. And I should have totally gotten stitches or seek medical attention.
What's this part of the leg called?
Calf,
Oh, that's what this. Okay, whatever. But yeah,
hamstring,
like his
leg.
whole shut up. Like this whole part, like straight from nearly like the ankle all the way up to the knee. It freaking that whole thing was
The
opened
tendon?
up with for like an inch.
Isn't
That's
it
how
called the
bad it
tendon?
was.
Like this part?
I think that's a muscle, but who knows?
I
It's a
don't
muscle
know.
inside of it. But yeah.
Yeah. So
Let's start with injuries actually before we go on to near death. Like it scales up.
Oh boy, injuries.
well,
Oh
it's not
boy,
even
do I
that
have the
long
story.
ago. I was trying. I
Y'all did
haven't
not.
done an ollie in a decent amount of time, so I tried to do one with my friend Aiden, and I fell pretty hard. I was pretty sure I broke my tailbone,
No.
but I'm just like,
Y'all did not realize every time I came back from school and I was like, Kodrix, I'm gonna see you for Polecast, and he'd just be like, I just see him with like a new scratch or bruise, and it's just like, bro, what are you doing? He was gone almost every other day of school because he was like, yeah, hit my head on like a piece of metal from doing a backflip off the Empire State Building.
yeah. I mean,
I like hit it before I went down, and it like stopped me from falling off.
I'm not gonna lie. Like every single time I see my grandma, she just points out all my new bruises, like this one on my leg.
Is to commemorate how old you get.
Everybody has that like one circle thing on their that one circle like scar on their knee.
Well, yeah.
Mhm.
This was like a very light thing to where I just skinned it, but
I would always
then I skinned it again and did it again.
no, I don't get what I'm freaking like dreaming about in my sleep. Cause I'll wake up, there'll be like 8 scratches on my knees, calves, arms, and I'll just be like, no, my brothers one time told me that I like that because I used to sleep on a bunk bed and I was sleeping and my brother said he was still awake and all he heard was like this thump on the ground and he saw me like sprawled out on the ground, eyes closed.
No,
I slept, jumped off my bunk bed.
you're probably like having dreams about starring in Cats,
Olympics,
getting in a cat fight.
Olympic swimmer,
Wait,
freaking
the movie Cats?
high
Yeah,
dive.
like
That
the
sucks.
play
It
Cats.
sucks. It sucks. You're not telling me it's good. You're not.
Have you seen the play?
I've seen it. I hated it.
No, you saw the movie.
I saw the musical,
Oh, you saw.
With James Corden.
and I hated it.
Speaking on Corden,
I don't like cats.
I
James Corden. Cord.
my cat sucks.
LJ, have you gotten any injuries lately?
Oh boy, not lately, but I sure have got a lot in my life.
We're just talking about lately, dude.
No, not lately.
All right. Well, lately for me, I haven't been going outside, so I don't have any
Touch
injuries.
grass.
Let's scale up within the last couple, like 4 months.
No.
Of injuries?
Yes.
Okay, let me
Oh
think.
wait, I have
So,
something. So basically, I don't know how, I don't know why. So I was running up my stairs to get to my room 'cause I had left one of my Lego sets in there. So I get the Lego, I start running downstairs. Then I forgot another thing, I don't know what. So when I run up there, my mom is like, "What you doing?" And I'm like, "Getting my Lego." And then when I run down, I don't run down, I'm just there and I'm like,
you
"Ow,
go my
frig."
lips in your mouth.
And so I think what happened was that I either hurt like my calf or my hamstring.
Oh wow,
Okay.
that's crazy, bro. So basically, in my living room or family room, there's a pull-out, right? And we used to, my grandma and I, we were binging the Indiana Jones series to see the new movie. Have you guys seen it?
No,
No.
not yet.
It wasn't my favorite.
Okay.
And anyways, so I was walking back to the pull-out and it was pretty dark. And then out of nowhere, I like kick a part of the metal part of it and I jam my toe. And then like I jump back and then I jam my other toe on the chair and then like I put my fingers down and then I jam my finger.
Dang, when I said LJ was the goofiest goober that one time, man, I was LJ is. I mean, no, Kodrix is the goofiest.
A live
Actually.
reenactment of what happened. Oh, okay. So
Oh
I was
Lord.
like I was walking and I'm like, ow, ow, ugh.
Chain reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't sleep on my bunk bed anymore because of my brother screaming at 11 p.m. on a school night on COD. So I moved to a futon in my living room, and I used to sleep when it wasn't like pulled out, like just in couch mode. And I stopped doing that because in the middle of the night I was having a dream. But then, like, you know how like sometimes your eyes are closed, but you like kind of woke up, but your eyes are still closed,
Yeah.
Yes.
but you don't really realize you're awake.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just black.
Bro, I felt like I was still in the dream, and I rolled off the futon at like 3 a.m. So yeah, I have to pull it out now.
You're not the goofiest goober.
I didn't stub my toe once, twice, and then my fingers.
Yeah, I've had some pretty crazy dreams lately.
I don't. Later episode.
That's
Later
the current.
episode
Okay, yeah, we could have a whole episode
on
on
dream.
dreams and lucid dreams. I've had a couple.
I
Oh,
haven't.
maybe not one.
All right. Other injuries? Any within like the last couple months?
So besides me jamming all my stuff, I've
Oh,
just
there
gotten
was
bruises.
also that time where wore like a cast on like my ankle because I was at a jump place, and so then I was jumping when I
Like
came
rock and
down.
jump, or
Yeah, I was at the rocking jump over there. When I came down, my foot was like this, right? And so my ankle was here.
Man got folded. Let's see. Last couple months? Probably not. Last year. Any injuries?
oh yeah, I died.
In Minecraft.
Uh,
How'd you die, Kodrix?
So guys, basically, I'm so emo. Okay,
Tear my
let's
heart
get
in
to
two
the
pieces.
This is my last anthem. Okay, let's get into the topic though. The actual topic of near-death experiences. Christian, would you like to go first?
No, I have too many.
Okay, fine. I'll go first with just one of mine, and Christian will do his. Yeah. Okay. So basically, when I was younger, I went to this place. It's like a trampoline park, but it's kind of fun. You just bounce around. It's a cool place. That's all I gotta say. area to where there's a cannon, right? And you can load these big balls into the cannon and shoot them out. Okay? So I bend over to pick up the big balls, and then some kid, he hit the cannon to where when I stood up, the cannon like struck me in the back of my head. So I was like,
Headshot.
owie, that hurt. So, but I just kept on playing.
How did you almost
And then,
die from this?
hold on. And then I walked over, and I heard my dad calling me. So I walked over to him, and as I walked through like this main little exit area, all the kids just stopped, like jaws dropped, looking at me, like,
bleeding.
and then my dad, he's like, "Oh, what's up, buddy? Go get your sisters." So I'm like, okay. So I turn around and he's like, hold on. And then he walks up to me and then he touches this and he's like, you're bleeding like a lot. I'm like, huh? I'm like, oh, great heavens. So then we go up to the manager and I'm like, I tell him what happened. He's like, oh, you don't sue me. So he's like, okay, here you go. You get free candy bar and here's a bandana. Tie it real tight. So then, we go home. I wore my dad's baseball cap. I still have that cap.
Why did no?
Children.
I have a
Hide the children.
I have a
Hide the children.
I have a similar story of like adults just bribing me.
Hold on. I will. You can get that. But so then after that we went to the ER after realizing that I had medical insurance. But Christian doesn't because he was undocumented.
I have medical insurance.
That's LJ.
What?
You have medical
have-
insurance?
Yes.
Nice.
Okay. And so I went to the ER and they're like, oh dang, it looks like somebody stabbed you in the back of the head. I'm like, really that bad?
How
So
are
then,
you alive?
cause I'm just like that. Well, I mean, getting stabbed in the head, it's not like, the full blade is in there up to the tongue on it. It was,
Tongue.
I mean, what's it called?
Freaking
Tang.
handle.
Yeah, yeah. Whatever it's called. And I'm gonna demonstrate on Kristen's leg so you can kind of get what it is. It was like this deep in.
Like an inch or two.
Yeah, like about 3 actually.
Rick.
Yeah. So,
How were these like foam?
what do you mean, the cannon?
No, the balls.
No, he spun the cannon and the heavy giant metal cannon itself.
Oh, that hit you in the head? I thought he hit you with the ball.
Oh yeah, I'm like, bruh.
Chad, like fourth grader,
Yeah, he's
destroys.
friggin' jacked. Or like when you chuck a dodgeball at it, pretty
No.
good at dodging.
Do you guys ever go to like a trampoline park and then like 9 p.m. on a Friday,
Oh,
all the freaking like
like,
18-year-olds
yeah,
show up
dude,
in a
go
squad?
to the dodgeball area, and then they're like, "Oh, look at that kid!" They like chuck it as hard as they can.
Beam him.
Why
Yeah, like you fall down on the ground.
19-year-olds even bouncing?
Yeah,
There's like
it's not
4-year-olds on one side,
yeah.
like one 12-year-old maybe, and then the other side it's like these freaking jacked 19-year-olds
Or
just
they're
straight
not
out of
even
college.
jacked. They just look hecka sketchy. So they're like, they just whip it at you, and then as soon as you get up, you just get pelted with it.
Then the freaking it's always when like the people are on break and then they look at it and they're just like, see all the kids crying. Like all the workers like went away for a second. They see all the kids crying. Meanwhile, it's like a torn battlefield
Yeah.
on one side, while all the other guys are just standing there.
They gave me
Are you that 12-year-old?
they just glued my head.
No, I'm the manager walking in.
They glued my head. Used metal glue.
Was that when you got the stitches?
Yeah. So then every now and then they want me to apply the liquid stitches. Okay, so then another time I was at a gym, right? Cause I work. No, I was just in the kid area.
And then
right?
the same kid showed up and hit you with a weight.
No. Oh yeah. And then I went outside and I was playing in the play structure. And then I was like, oh, that slide looks pretty cool. I should go down it backwards. So I go down it backwards while sitting up, and sure enough, on that twirl thing, I like just smacked my front right there. That's why it's all freaking crooked. Yeah, it just twisted. And they're like, so I'm bleeding like a lot at this point. Like there's blood all.
But would that kill you? If it's just in the tooth?
I lost a lot of blood, dude. So then they just called my mom.
Wasn't even anybody's fault. You just tripped, what happened?
So I went down the slide backwards. It's on the twirl. I my head just got whipped because it was a really sharp turn, and it just hit the side thing.
I saw this meme and it was like, who constructed this? And it was a slide with like a 90-degree turn.
Yeah.
All right, LJ, do you got any near-death experiences? LJ,
Yeah.
do you have any near-death experiences?
Yeah.
Want to explain them?
Yeah.
Then freaking do it.
Yeah.
LJ, don't be
LJ's
like
turn.
that.
Okay. Have
Hey,
to
do you
share
guys want some
differences.
sandwiches?
You already did it.
Yes.
Sure.
What kind? Turkey, ham, or tuna?
Tuna.
Turkey.
All right, quick break. See you guys in a hot second. Bruh, okay, we're back. We need to feed this man some bread.
The real bread. That one.
Bro, I've tried real bread.
Feed this man some bread.
You know,
Oh my gosh.
I just
thing
want to make a sandwich, dude.
using
I need to
white
go
bread.
shopping for bread.
White bread.
Okay, the next time we come
Well,
back
guess
here,
what?
he said as he's eating a sandwich with mayo, mustard on it,
Cheese
oh,
and white bread.
American cheese. I'm all for America, man, but like
American cheese is where you put the stuff.
American cheese is like what is what the CIA tries to cover up every day, but the grocery stores keep selling it. Why? Tricks. All right, back to near-death experiences.
Hooray.
Wait, LJ doesn't
I
eat the
recent
crust.
I recent Oh yeah, LJ, that's disgraceful. At least like what's wrong with you? But yeah, anyway, we need to feed these dudes some bread, but after that, near death experiences. Me like a couple of minutes ago when I was eating that sandwich because I almost choked on it. Actually.
Because of how coarse
Also
it was.
also earlier when I was at the Subway and I almost choked on this like long stringy piece of cheese. No, that happens to me so much. I'll just be watching YouTube. It's happened twice with salami. I've just been eating.
My
I've just
gosh.
been eating that I like chew it, and then like the slightest bit just gets stuck at the top of my
That's
throat.
annoying. Because, like, you expect it to just go down. But no, you're like,
And then I'm freaking no. Both times it's happened, I've like not been able to. No, every time I've ever because before that ever happened to me, I was like, bruh, why do people choke? Just breathe. Then that happened to me, I was like,
Why do people die? Just be alive.
exactly. It's not that hard.
all right, but yeah, it was so. It was like because my parents are like in the kitchen, they're like cooking dinner. Serves me right to eat before dinner. My brothers are in their rooms, and then I'm just sitting there at the table with my laptop, doing whatever, and I'm just freaking. Then I reach in. You know how people can like fit only a small amount of people can fit their fist in their mouth? Yeah, this is the only time I could ever do that. I freaking. I did that twice.
Wait, hold on.
I'm
Has
like,
it ever, like, got stuck in your throat, but it was so long that you could, like, catch it from right here and just go, like,
I was with the cheese earlier from the Subway sandwich. Now, if you guys ever go to Subway, does anybody actually go to Subway and not toast their sandwich?
Meh.
Feed
why?
this mess of bread.
You always toast
You
the
always
sandwich.
toast the Subway
It
sandwich.
tastes so much
No,
better.
majority of people don't toast it.
It tastes better. If you're one of those people who toast your Subway sandwich, put it on.
That's my new tagline. Feed this man some bread.
Instead of heating some milk, it's heating some bread.
Bro, why do I need bread? I have bread.
You have white
All
bread.
right, near death.
LJ,
Kodrix, do you have any
LJ,
Kodrix near death experiences? Any lately? No, not lately. Freaking past year from earlier.
I almost drowned in the
In a river.
Yeah.
Oh, I have
How?
this funny.
Oh, okay. Basically, I was swimming in a river with my aunt, and we're swimming around, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you know they found that there are crocodiles in here." I'm like, "What? What?"
How did you leave this out when you were explaining that story?
He didn't. He said, didn't he
Yeah.
say this?
Well, not crocodiles, alligators. So I'm like, what? And I start freaking out, flailing around.
Didn't
And she's
something
like,
caught him in
chill,
there?
chill,
Yeah.
chill. So then I start going underwater a bit. And then since I was just flailing around, I barely have any energy to go up. So I'm like, I sink under. And I'm like, and then I peek up.
God.
And I get some air. And then she's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm right here.
Why'd you start
And then I
drowning as
Help
if a
me.
crocodile actually pulled you under?
Help me.
yeah, and that just kind of repeated
Rodriguez was stuck.
until she helped me up.
Well, you just kept going down.
Yeah,
I-
exactly.
Step
I
Rodriguez
didn't have
was
the
stuck.
energy to go back up. That's how much I was flailing around.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Step Rodriguez was stuck in
I
the
was
water.
straight scared. Um,
Have I
and
ever almost drowned? Because the problem with me was like, look, you know how they like teach you how to swim? They like put you on your back and they're just like, you can float around if you're ever in a worry. Bro, when I do that, I sink.
Like, why do they? That's the most. I
I
was told that when I was 5 because I didn't know how to swim. So I go into the water and I'm like, ooh, I want to try this. So I'm at my aunt's house. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna try. I go in the water and I just start sinking. So, and I freeze. I don't say anything. I just go like, well, I'm dead. And I just drown. And then
and
my parents
coach,
noticed that I was gone and I was like, where he at? And then they check the water. They see me faintly in there and they're like,
were you like unconscious?
what they
yes.
grab you by though? Because you have no hair.
They grabbed me by my neck. They were like,
Gee, their feet, they lift you out, freaking
my dad did.
Darth Vader force choke you out.
Full on like Homer Simpson. Ah, you little.
My brother almost drowned. Because, you know, we used to have an above ground pool, and you know how you have like pool covers?
Yes.
Yeah.
We had one, and our dad's just like, if you ever go in the pool, take the pool cover out. We were just like, and on this particular day, we were like, nah,
No.
that's gonna take too much time. It's hard to get back on. It's heavy. It's freaking.
Shit, tripping.
And and for some reason, we were swimming in the winter because
Why?
eh,
Wait,
felt
Like
like
10
it.
Jason,
times
was this at
colder
your
in the
current
winter.
house?
I didn't realize that, LJ. I didn't realize that in the winter it's colder.
How old were you?
6.
Oh.
Alright.
What'd you say, Kodrix?
Was this at your current house?
I've never moved.
Pool in your.
We used to.
Oh.
Then it got too much for us. Anyway, the
Because your
freaking
brother almost drowned?
no.
Oh.
What happened to it?
Oh wait, yeah, I remember. It started getting holes in it, and my dad was just like, "Don't want to patch it up." But yeah, back to the story. We were out there swimming, and after a while, I was like, "Okay, I'm done. It's getting cold," because the wind starts setting in. My brother's like, "Wait a minute, I just want to swim for a little bit," and he's older than me by 4 years, and I was freaking watching him swim around. Then I see him like, I would like see him moving around on the pool cover, but then for like 30 seconds, I don't see him anywhere. And I see him, then all of a sudden, I hear him like freaking, he like gets up, he's like, shit. I try lifting it up. I'm 6. I can't lift this pool cover up. We need like both of us.
I'm trying
So I
not.
start banging on the windows for my parents to come out of the living room because I tried going to the sliding glass door, but they locked us out. I don't know why. I feel like they just really wanted to kill my brother that day. Because why would they lock us out?
Alright,
But yeah, my parents, they were in the living room with my brother, my other brother, and the door is locked. They're not responding to me freaking banging on the windows. I don't know why. But then I look back,
wait,
and
are they doing taxes?
they're watching YouTube. I mean, no,
Oh,
they're watching a movie. In the living room, Kodrix. Not even like in like the nook. The living room.
you have a nook?
Yeah, most
What is
houses in
that?
this area do.
Oh, the nook. Okay.
But yeah, freaking they're in the living room doing whatever, watching probably Lord of the Rings. But
You mean the 42-hour long movies?
the Lord of the Rings. They're not that long. That's like the Ten Commandments.
I
That's
mean,
how
the
long that
longer the
would be.
better, you know.
But yeah, freaking I look back and I see my brother. And he's like, all I see is like in the middle of the dead center of the pool, and like pushes up directly up, and he gets out. I was like, frick!
He's just like freaking. Have you guys played Sonic Generations?
No, put the
No.
mic closer to you, I swear.
And like in it, he just straight. He gets an ability where he can just drill up, just like.
All right, yeah, a near-death experience that happened to me within like I think last summer. Uh, we go boating sometimes
Oh,
because
fancy.
I wakeboard and my dad and brother, my other brother, not the one who almost drowned, skis. And
Excuse me, Christian.
You floating?
When you're finished, I have two stories that I'm gonna tell.
all right, but yeah. Anyway, freaking. Oh wait, okay. What we don't. I didn't die while wakeboarding. I didn't almost die while wakeboarding or skiing. But we were with some other family who also have a boat, and they had those like inflatable rafts
Yeah,
that you like sit on.
Oh.
definitely.
So my
The
dad,
donut ones?
my dad, and not a
Yeah,
donut one. It was just like it
my
was,
grandpa's trying
it,
to get a boat for that
it
exact
was a
reason.
three-seater, and me and my brothers were on it. My parents were in another boat, and we were on it. And
But who was driving the boat?
His
my
other
my
family?
dad's cousin.
So would it have been a four-seater boat?
No,
You guys were, one of you guys were standing?
No, it was a three-seater.
Yeah, so Christian and his two brothers, then the uncle.
No,
no,
he was
he was
driving.
driving the boat. The rafts get pulled on like a rope from the boat.
It was a three-seater raft?
Yes!
Kodrix!
I didn't know that.
Kodrix just like, you were driving the raft. What are you?
Put
Right,
on autopilot.
back to the story. Oh my gosh, Kodrix. That's some dementia. Or, not even that, like, just weren't listening. But yeah,
Kodrick
back
speaks
to
in
it.
4D chat.
Man was driving the boat like crazy. He'd like get to the edge and then like turn, and then we just freaking get flung. I like me and my brothers. We don't really ever get hit off rafts. I've only gotten hit off a raft like 3 times.
Were you wearing a life jacket?
But yeah, you got it in a river pretty
Yeah.
much. But yeah, we were doing it, and one of the times he goes so close to it that first, this is like I was getting hecka scared because like first I fall off because I'm on the right edge. The brother that almost drowned is in the middle, and the brother that didn't almost drown is on the left. I fall off first, preceded by my brother in the middle, and almost said his name. And my brother on the left, he didn't fall off. But like when he saw me fall off and my other brother fall off, he just came off for no reason. I don't know why. He's never explained to me why he just came off. But yeah, I go, It went so close that everybody sees this. I go flying towards like the edge of I mean, no, the edge of like the shore of the
Oh.
river, where there's like sharp rocks and all that stuff. So from their perspective, they just like see me go flying off the raft over to the sharp rocks and me do like 8 flips
Really?
on the.
Wait, backflips or front flips?
No, I did like a barrel roll midair, proceeding by like 8 flips in the water.
Backflips or front flips?
Front flips.
Sick.
And I freaking yeah, they see that and like I just freaking get twirled by this. I'm like in the middle of the water. And so yeah, they like look back and I was no, Gojix, this is how close I was. I wasn't that tall, but like back then when I was so close that when I could stand up where I landed.
Really?
Wow.
So like if
How
I was like
how deep was the center of it?
uh, I don't know how deep, but like sometimes the edges are just like really high for some reason.
Oh.
And basically, it was just hella scary. Because if I was like, if we were like slightly closer to the edge, or I was like kind of taller, I could have died. I was like hit my head on the rocks. Yeah.
Interesting.
Any more stories, LJ?
Yes. So
Oh yeah,
basically,
yeah, two more stories.
so I'm actually three. So I was five. My family, they did like meet together. So me and my god brother, I'm not going to disclose his name, but he's my favorite. I would save him over my actual related sister.
That's crazy.
And so we got on the raft and we were like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. We're gonna go on the raft. We're gonna be skipping the yeah. And so we're on the raft. So all our parents, there's my parents, my god brother's parents, and my cousin's parents. So all three of us, we were on there. Our cousin, she was like, I did this before. No, just chill. So they weren't paying attention to us. They were all just talking and, chilling. So they didn't pay attention to us. Not a single one was aware of us. This is quite similar to your story. And so we are basically in there, but we don't have life jackets. And I, so my god brother flung off. My cousin flung off. So I try to stay on the thing, but while doing that, I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no. I flipped the raft over,
No, that
and then they noticed me. Barely. They barely noticed me. Only because of the fact that the raft moved and we were not on it. So
how did
I'm
they how did they
thinking
not tell when the board was already flipped over?
they were not paying attention to us at all.
Dang.
And so I like tried to swim up to the surface. My god brother and cousin, they grab me by my arms and bring me up. While we're all just sitting there in the middle of the lake.
Wait,
We're
your
just
god brother?
yes. And we're
How?
just like, help me, please.
Well, how does a god brother work?
I'll explain that later. And so we're just stuck there. And so then they come loop around, right at us. They get me on first because I have no idea how to swim. Then my cousin, then my godbrother. And so that was trauma. I've had mild hydrophobia for like 10 days. Notice. So I was around I think I said I was around like 5. So my godbrother 5, my cousin 6.
Wait, how does a god brother work again?
Okay, so basically, this is kind of like a religious thing. Okay, so basically, when you get baptized, I'm pretty sure.
What?
Never mind. So when you get baptized,
I'm
the
not
people
baptized.
that are around you, they have like you can make one person can say a pledge to like be your brother or sister in Christ or whatever. I don't really know.
Yeah, because I know about like Godfather and Godmother.
Yeah, basically how it works. But I just call them my
Wait,
auntie
so
and uncle.
technically Kristen and I could be related?
I mean,
Aiden and I would be brothers.
Christ not in blood.
I'm saved,
Wait, are
but
you?
I'm not baptized. Are you guys baptized?
I am.
Okay, anyway.
Okay, so on to my second story. This happened not too recently. So I was 11. So me, my dad, and my uncle, we went fishing in like this little moggy, like swamp-looking area. It wasn't a swamp, but it really looked like one. Get out of my swamp!
Are all of your stories just you almost drowning?
Not all of them. They're all either getting my head smushed or falling down the stairs and breaking my neck. So, which one
Anyway,
would you rather hear?
back to your swamp story.
Exactly. So we were fishing, I was fishing, I was having a good time. So I caught something and it was weighing my stick down a lot. So I go in the water to try to get it. Little did I know I caught nothing. It was just a tree branch, but I didn't see that. I saw it in the water going that way. So I go in the water. Then what I don't go in the water, I'm like on the cliff looking thing, like little edge. So I get there, it's really muddy. So I'm wearing hiking shoes. So I'm like walk, walk, walk. I slip, I fall in. I I
And he was like, "Oh!"
I resulted completely on myself. I grabbed this flimsy rock and I climbed out of there.
Huh?
That was pretty fun.
Well, I don't. This isn't really a
Almost
near-death
dying was pretty
experience.
fun.
Experience.
Well, it was, well, I could save myself this time, Christian.
And I guys already told you the story.
No.
Isn't that the one with the alligators?
No, that's the river one.
Oh, no.
So this isn't really near death, but I did get hurt a lot. So basically, every year we would go to just kind of have fun, and we would go to this lake, which was technically in Nevada, but still. So once we were at the lake, we would go around to the rocks, and I would go to the rocks, and I would just straight go barefoot and climb them. They're pretty sharp and jagged, but I still just climbed it. And uh, so once I was climbing it, I would just walk up there and go through, and my feet would just be all shredded up. And so, sorry, they're talking right now, and I don't.
Oh yeah. Anyway, repeat it.
So my feet would be all shredded up after climbing these rocks. But I would climb them all around the coast. So if I were to fall, I would be dead. I like not even playing. So there's like a couple boaters that I ran into. They're like, nice, dude. And then I get to like the final stretch. It's just like this huge rock, and then it's just like this other slightly huge rock right next to it. So at the time, how do I say this? I was younger. I could probably still do it, but it definitely was easier for me to do it back then. Cause yeah,
He got weaker.
no, I got bigger.
What? Did you have to like climb into a hole?
Yeah, so you have to I squeezed in between these two rocks, and then just straight up feet back, and then just shimmied up until I got to the top of the rock to the left. So before I could do that, I walked up. So I had to get out to there, and there was still about like 4 feet of coverage, but right at the top of the rock, it was flat, so it wasn't all jagged. So what I did is I angled myself, my foot right against there, and I just jumped. And then
I
I
thought you
just
were about to. I thought
I
you were about to
tried.
do the theme for. You know that video of the Freddy Fazbear beatbox?
Yeah.
I
Uh
thought you were about to do that.
so I jumped and then I nearly fell. So I could have died there. But I grabbed onto it. I grabbed onto the rock and then I put my foot down because luckily my legs were long enough and then just pushed with my single big toe and popped it up there. So
Big
yeah.
toe. See,
Yeah, and I grabbed my big toe
That
because
one.
it was like all my body
know
weight
that.
just on one toe, push, and it saved my life. And so I was up
The
in this
big
big
toe
rock,
coming in
and you
clutch.
gotta understand, this rock was like 20 feet wide. It was huge. But there's only this one way on there. And I look over and I see this photographers. So there's a trail about like 20 yards to the right of me the whole time. But, I still enjoyed the rock climbing experience.
I see people just walking up and then they see.
Nah, for real though. I looked on YouTube and I was just like kind of searching up the lake, and a video popped up of me, and it's like crazy kid rock climbing, and I'm like,
I will
dang.
find this video.
I don't know if it got deleted or not. This was like 3 years ago.
Oh.
And so I was up there, and then I look over at the photographers, and I see that they have this pine cone. It's a pretty good pine cone, and it's like right in the sunset. So I'm like, it's like when you go in a game, and then like you find the sword in the stone. It's like, yeah. So it's like
Yes,
perfect.
yes.
So then I go over there,
At this point.
and I was like. I picked up the pine cone and they're like, I'm like, oh, this is yours, and they're like, yeah, but we'll find another one. I think you've earned the pine cone. I'm like, thanks. So then I walked back the rocks, but to get down the rock, this is what I had to do. I had to drop down like the leap of faith onto the other rock and then simmy down. But when I tried to make the leap of faith, I almost died again. I fell in between the rocks. And roughly, I went,
Why this man so?
yeah, like,
I can just imagine a helicopter being like, "Get down," and then you being like,
so I like, my back hurts and I'm just holding myself there. And then it was weird because there's water right below me, very deep water. Like, if I were to fall in that, I'm not coming back up because I'm not the strongest swimmer. So after I'm right there, I turned myself around and with my right fist just punched the brick, just punched the wall. So with my right fist and my left foot right up against the wall, I pushed myself back and I landed straight on my back and hit my head. And I was unconscious for like 10 minutes until I walked back to the thing and they almost called the police thinking that I was missing or something, like I drowned.
"Dang, that's crazy."
So that was probably like
So how many deaths
it's up
total? How
there.
many deaths was that?
6? Well, 'cause here I didn't. I just can't mention the 2 of them, but here's the 4. Here's the other 4. So when I was like towards the beginning of it, I was on this rock and it cut my foot so bad that I fell back. But luckily, I fell on another rock that was at an angle, so I slid down and then landed on another one. But if I would have landed wrong, oh, I'm dead.
Kodrick really survived all of this just to stub 2 of his toes at the same time, along with like 4 fingers.
Yeah. So then after that, I was walking.
Coldrix has a new Coldrix. I'm gonna make a comic book about you. It's gonna
So
be
The
then,
called
amazing
Stubber.
clumsy boy.
No, the
so
amazing Stubber.
partway through the rocks, there was just this clearance of straight open water. And then there was this little bit of shore right there, but it had lobsters all over it. Like, if I were to go near it, I would get pinched. So since the water was super deep and I did not want to drown, I went the lobster way. So what I did is I started right at the corner to where it ledges on, pushed myself up, and I was just gripping it with my toes the entire time. And then the lobsters, they were like pinching at me, so that just kind of scared me. And towards the end, I killed one by dropping onto it.
Coldrix, these stories make you sound like you're Spider-Man or something.
No,
Like
it's just
scaling the rocks.
oh. So then, yeah. So that's what. Now we're on 4.
I just imagine Kodrick's hanging off the side of like a mountain, just being like, "Ah," while there's a path like right next to him.
Yeah, exactly. So then
Do you guys ever think that they're gonna like get a safe passway all the way to the top of Everest and down?
Who's this they?
Like like
no,
mountains
there's
like
this Mount Everest tour. The guy Ray William Johnson, he made a video about it. It's kind of
don't know
funny
who that
because
is.
they just straight use a ladder.
Who is that?
Ray William
It's just some
Johnson.
random guy on YouTube that makes shorts.
What? No, he was like the most popular YouTuber in like 2000.
A lot of people were.
He was more popular than Smosh.
A lot of people were.
Okay, so anyways, so the 5th time is still on the rocks. So after I cleared off that, I started walking back around, and I got back onto the rocks, right? But then what happened was I was just kind of running like full on Tarzan. I was like,
That's Lion King,
I know.
not Tarzan.
Exactly. I was Tarzan in The Lion King. If they had that would be a good movie.
Bro, what?
He just free. It would be funny. Just Tarzan killing Simba and Mufasa.
That's the worst Disney movie.
How?
Disney rated R. So yeah, after that. So
Does
yeah, so
anybody
I
want to
did.
see
I
the
was just
FNAF movie?
yeah, for sure. I definitely want to watch that.
I'm
Like, not even sarcasm. I actually do. So
Probably.
like, legitimately, I was just running full speed, and then the rock.
You guys want to meet
It
together?
was it was slightly leveled off. So when I was running, my foot get caught on it. So I like slipped forward, and then I almost face planted, but luckily my face went like right off there. But it hit my neck to where the wind was knocked out of me, and I started choking. Yeah.
I can just imagine throughout all of this, your parents are just like, dang, I wonder where Kodrix is.
They're like, oh, he's probably just swimming far out. Me. So after that, okay, so yeah, so since I was choking, right? I just like get up and I start pounding my stomach to like trying to get some air out of me, so I can actually breathe. But then I hit myself too hard and I threw up. Yeah, so as I was like throwing up, I was like, and I was like groaning, but
You must have looked like a zombie by the time you got to the top.
yeah, dude, I was all sunburned.
Now I imagine you're like walking back down the trail, and then all the people walking by you, they just see you like missing eye. Your toes are like all crooked. This stuff is happening.
Well, yeah, dude, look at my toe. That's what, dude, that's the coat that got caught.
That's great.
It messed me up. So yeah, and
How
then,
many trips to the ER did this cause?
oh, I didn't tell my parents. Dude, if they listen to this podcast, I'm done. I just told them the brief version of it, not all my injuries. They're like, "How did you get all these injuries, honey?" And I'm like, "Oh, I was crawling in the water and a rock cut me. What about your
18
neck?"
times.
So I threw up and then I like tried to kick it into the water. So then I go down to wash my foot off from the throw up and I slip in the water. And then it was weird because I don't know how this is safe, but it was like at a straight up angle to where I was just sliding down the water. And then I just grabbed, it wasn't, I could have drowned, but before I got too deep, I just grabbed on there. But then there was a lobster, so I freaked out.
How is this mountain like? How did they allow people to go on this?
I don't know if I was supposed to or not.
There's like 18. There's like 4 autonomous turrets. There's a bunch of caution tape everywhere, and Cotrix goes on like the one part that doesn't have it, and he's like, "Dang, I wonder what all this is for."
What is for? The wiring?
Oh my god. Have you not been listening to what Cotrix has been saying, LJ?
Okay,
Have?
so this one is the one that I really could have died, and this was on the way back.
How is this not?
Yeah,
How did you
all
not
of these
almost
I could have died. I got hurt. I got injured. But
all
I
of,
could
all of
have.
these like before he wouldn't have died to them. Going back down the trail, the simple trail down this hill that he just spent 18 hours
Go
climbing.
back to show time. I went back through the rocks.
What is wrong with you? You saw the trail and you're just like, eh. Or did you find out
Well,
about the trail after?
I was barefoot, and it's a gravel, so it hurt my feet.
Who cares? Man's
Uh,
like risking death because just like gravel kind of hurts, guys.
so yeah, I mean, I could have died on the one where I jumped, but then I caught myself with my big, yeah. So then, this is the one where I really could have died. Um, so let's do this. So on the way back, I was on a rock, and I was trying to go down to one of them, and then it was like on this edge. I was like this. It was pretty good erosion because the rocks were shaped pretty good. So hey guys, it was like the rock. The rock is the microphone, and then it's the sword right here.
Wait,
And then the rock's right
Kodrix.
there. So I jumped down, but the rock is super narrow, and I slipped. So I'm just grabbed onto this rock because I don't want to fall in there. And then a random boat person, they're like, "Oh, I got you, bro." And then they just threw a thing over me and pulled me into the water.
I'm pretty sure Kodrix is like actually the protagonist. I'm just convinced now.
What?
Kodrix is like going through all this stuff, going through his own arc.
We almost
I could
died.
write a book on this
I should write
Hey,
a book
Christian.
on it.
best-selling
Hey,
novel.
back off, Christian. I call dibs.
Yeah. So then the guy he threw it around me, and then he like whipped me back to shore. And I'm like, thanks. And then I pushed it back towards him. And then yeah, it was not eventful. I did see a gecko when I stepped on it, and then it bit my toe. And then my toe got infected, so hopefully it wasn't poisonous or something. That would if we were to like, okay, so yeah, I feel like if we were to write this book, It would be really funny because like I survive all this stuff. We could add in some stuff to it, but then at the end, have you guys read Holes?
No, I've seen the
No.
movie.
Oh yeah, with the yellow spotted lizard. It's like one of those lizards. So when I stepped on it and it bit me, I just like died there. And then like 30 years later, my body was found like this, and I'm just holding the pine cone. That'd be crazy.
Coach, I went in my class one time. We read this book called Where the Mountain Meets the Moon. It's about this girl. She she's just like climbing this mountain to ask this dude about like how to fix her family's poverty. She's like 10,
I think
and
I've
Yeah.
seen this before.
it was this is Kojix's like mega Chad version. Kojix is the slapstick version where he's just getting beat up during like in the mount where the mountain meets the moon. It's the girl like she goes through all this trick. She goes through all these like adventures where she like goes through Chinese, I mean like Korean folklore and stuff. She has to like outsmart all these guys that like come across her way, like a stone monkey or whatever. And it's like you must answer my riddles, three. And then Kojix is over here just getting beaten up by like rocks and water.
The water.
Kojix
Oh,
actually had like 18 totems of
wait.
undying in his backpack that day.
Avatar
Yeah.
Aang went into his
Okay, I'm
avatar
gonna
state
wrap up my
in the
story.
first
Okay, LJ.
season.
So I kind of
Remember
already
he
mentioned
went
it,
on
but
water
when I
last
got
time?
so when to even get to my rocks, I did have to swim out there. So I had to like swim across this little gap. So I was swimming across, I saw a crawdad, and this kid caught the
Your
crawdad,
dad?
and then he was crawdad, yeah,
Oh.
and then he was like shoving it in my face. So I started freaking out, and then like I was
And
like,
then
and then
Kojix commit third-degree murder on that child.
no, I just like when I paddled away, I like accidentally kicked him
That's crazy.
Why'd you say accident?
because it was on purpose.
I knew it. I
It's
was gonna
not.
say, why'd you say accidentally like that?
It wasn't that hard to tell, LJ. All right, I don't think we can really follow up on anything from that because no near-death experience, other than like actually getting nuked, could live up to that. I don't think.
Oh,
So
and
What if
also,
you climbed to the top of Mount Everest, then climbed down, then almost died of an avalanche?
well, do you guys know like when your parents or your grandparents or whatever, they just reveal something like crazy about their life that you like never knew?
yeah, my dad was just like, yeah, me and my cousins used when we were like 14 used to just blast off fireworks in our backyard.
I do that. Oh yeah, guys, today I took
14.
no, this is what I was doing. I took a lighter and then Febreze and then and then and then I just like sprayed it all in a pan and then I lit.
That reminds me of this like YouTube short I saw. There was like this there was like this clear glass like thing, and like a dude lit a match on top of it, and then like it just started being on fire in it because apparently there was like this clear gas in it that got set off when he lit the match next to it.
Oh, that's not.
Wait, hold on. What if one of
Oh
us
yeah, wait,
were to
LJ.
say,
What if I think I guys? What if this happened? I were to just spray the entire room with Febreze and then I were to light it.
We'd explode. We'd literally explode. There's nothing else that happened. We'd
okay,
explode and die.
Really?
wait, what about this? Say
Or
I,
no, this could legitimately be a thing though. Like it's
You're
Christmas.
spreading missing.
It's just like Christmas time, and then you have like some Christmas candles lit. You're like, ooh, my cinnamon pine cone eggnog Febreze sprayed around the room. You light your
Are you like setting up for the purge?
can I
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
go.
so say one of us climbed Mount Everest, survived going up and down, then the avalanche came. You were attacked, you were completely buried. Buried in the avalanche. So then you managed to escape with some rescue officers. So then you get shot in the stomach, but you survive. And so then again, you get your leg cut off, but you survive. Would that top it?
Yeah.
LJ, that's like me being like, well, if the moon fell down onto the earth and destroyed the entire human race, would that top Godric's story of climbing up and down the mountain?
Answer the
If you
question.
create a... Obviously!
Okay, that's all I wanted to.
If I'm like, so
Yeah.
Superman comes and crashes into my door, laser visions me, throws me into the Empire State Building, grabs my body again, and destroys the Washington Monument with just my head, would that top
No,
Godric's
but would
story?
you still be alive? No,
No.
you
What?
wouldn't. Exactly.
No,
Chris.
LJ,
That's not
you
your
That's just
point.
it.
literally
You're
just
alive.
said it's just like that thing to where if you fill up a Ziploc bag with water and then you just stab a pencil through it, and it's like, so if I were to get impaled, then sawed,
No.
then have it removed, then die, would that top my story?
It's like if
No.
I was like, so Kodrix, if hypothetically, like Jason Voorhees came to kill me, and then Michael Myers killed him, and then came to kill me, and then Freddy Krueger killed him in his dreams, and then Logan came and killed me from Wolverine. Would that top your would that top your mountain story?
Yes, because fantasy people are coming to.
If you create a fictional story where literally you're the main character and the world just hates you, obviously,
No, it's like every teen
Cool.
movie.
That's
It's like,
I
I'm
want
the
it.
new kid in school. What's your name? Hi, I'm Jake. Want to be friends?
Generic name.
Hey, you're a loser. Ugh. Hey,
You
guys,
are. You have a
he is
generic
a
name.
bully. You shouldn't be nicer. You're right, man. We shouldn't. Then that's the story how I became the
I hate High
popular
School
kid in
Musicals.
school.
Do you hate High School Musicals?
Yeah,
Do
okay,
you?
so
sure.
unreal.
They suck.
All right,
Yeah.
folks, but like,
We're kind of out of time, not gonna lie.
it's good
So
seeing y'all.
if you're watching here, post it in the comments.
It was good seeing y'all, but don't do what Kojix did.
Yeah, don't do that. Do not try it at home, especially with the Febreze thing.
You
We
can't
should
climb a
definitely.
mountain at home.
No,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Also, don't literally explode your whole house with
yeah,
Febreze.
don't. It's I read it and it says
Don't
caution.
do
Do not
anything
put
we did.
Febreze near open flame.
Don't do anything we did in this thing.
Yeah, it's not. I would not
Yeah,
recommend
don't
it.
try to drown yourself. I mean, don't accidentally
Don't drown yourself for LJ. Don't drown yourself for my brother, and don't drown yourself for that fisherman that saved Kodrix.
Yeah.
All right,
So
and sayonara, folks.
if you guys have a near-death experience, post it down in the comments. This is Coach from the Polecast signing out.